If you're considering a move to Belleville, Ontario, but you want more of a small town feel, then Stirling-Rawdon might be the place for you. It's located 20 minutes north of Belleville, a population of 5,000 people. Let's check it out. My name is Jeremy Tremblay. I live and work in Belleville and surrounding areas, and I love helping people just like you that are considering a move to the area or maybe live here and want to move outside of town. I'm going to continue making videos just like this so I can help you understand where you want to end up. Once again, if you have any questions, my number down in the description, email down in the description. I would love to have a chat with you. Let's talk. We're going to start by looking at a map and just to see where Stirling is located. So first off, you can see here as a reference is Highway 401. You've got Quinte West, Trenton area down here, and then Belleville, the main city you're going to be accessing right here. This is Stirling up here. The drive from Belleville right to Stirling, 20 minutes. If you are working in the military at CFB Trenton, that drive is roughly 25 minutes. Accessing both of those, you'll see here, Highway 33 is the main exit out. So if you're going to be heading down towards Trenton, or if you're going to be heading towards Toronto, you'd be taking Highway 33, which would bring you right down along the river, right to the 401, and you can continue heading west. Whereas if you're going to be heading into Belleville, and as I mentioned, this is the normal route for the majority because all the stores are going to be accessible here. So you'd just be taking Highway 14, which is Foxborough-Stirling Road. It would connect you over to Highway 62, which is of course the main road. If you've watched any of my Belleville videos, that takes you right into and through Belleville. So that's kind of where Stirling is. You got to understand when you're living there, where it is in proximity to the rest of Belleville and Trenton and the 401. So estimate about a 20-minute drive to get down there. So let's talk housing. So many people are drawn towards a small town like Stirling-Rawdon because they understand that if you're further away from more of an urban center, the housing prices should go down. And that is relatively true for a place like Stirling as well. From within 2 minutes of the city center, in driving distance, you have a number of little pockets of newer development homes. You can get into homes such as row houses, which are built within the last 5 years. Those are for sale around the 500,000 range, low to mid 500,000s. In that same neighborhood, you might have some standalone single family homes, and they will start in the high 500s into the 600s. Some it continues to go up, really dependent on the size of the home, the size of the lot. But you have those options. They are currently being worked on now in this, when I'm shooting this in September of 2023. From there, you can also look at what many would expect from a small town, which is those tree-lined streets, where you've got homes anywhere from the Victorian style to those built in the 60s, 70s, and then towards 80s, 90s. All kind of in one area, but they're more established neighborhoods. The lots are that little bit wider, houses are a little bit further apart. And so depending on the style of home, the size, then the size of the lot, you can start in the 400,000 range, a lot in the 500,000. And then of course, if you get larger, you get upwards in price as well. And as I mentioned, all these homes within the city direct are all within about 2-3 minutes drive of that downtown core. And it is a very quaint downtown in Stirling. It has a river that runs directly through it, which with a nice bridge that goes right over top, very picturesque. And then there are stores along the main street. It's a great spot to just go get a cup of coffee, walk along. There's a candy shop, there's ice cream. Right across the street, you can go to the Stirling Theatre, which has a lot of good plays and acts that come through there. And then right next door to that, you've got the local public library. Now, one thing I always want to make sure people are aware of is the distance. I already mentioned that Belleville is 20 minutes away to the south, but it's easy to kind of lose track of what that really means. So when you're living in an area like Stirling, it has the essentials. So it has a food land to be able to get your groceries. It has the home improvement stores such as Rona and Home Hardware. And as I mentioned, the downtown has a lot of shops. So you can get your day-to-day. But if you're looking to access to the larger areas like Walmart or the Home Depots and such, you're having to drive down to Belleville. That's a 20-minute drive anytime you want to go to those stores. Another thing you want to be aware of if you have kids that go to school. There's a fantastic school directly within Stirling. It is for grades K through 8. There's no high school in Stirling. And I also mentioned that school is only a public school. So if you're wanting to be involved in the Catholic system, there's no option in Stirling as well. In which case, you're looking at busing it quite a distance. For high school, you're going right down into Belleville or potentially north as well. Either way, you're going to be upwards of 25 minutes to get to either school. So that's something you definitely want to be aware of. It is much more of a drive. And some people that aren't used to that, after moving here, sometimes can regret it. So you want to be aware if you're coming to look at a place or coming to explore the area, do that drive one way, spend some time, drive back the other way. That'll give you a better idea of what it is that you'd be doing for many people on a daily basis. So with all that in mind, what makes Stirling so attractive is really that small town, slower pace of life. I mentioned the downtown area that you can walk through, the theater, which once again is very popular, showcasing local artists as well as other artists, some fairly big names that can come through to that theater as well. And then just up the road, you've got the local arena and curling club. And outside, you've got the soccer fields. And then tucked in behind there is the farm town. If you're going to be driving through, it's a nice little spot to stop, little museum that kind of showcases the farming material that they used to use. And then from there, you also have the local conservation areas. A lot of people really love Stirling because the trails that are nearby, very easy access. There's almost zero traffic in the entire city. And you can just walk to those trails and really just enjoy nature. And then if you're not wanting to walk outside and a trail, you've also got the golf course. Really quick access, full 18-hole course over at Oak Hills. And that's a fantastic option, especially for those that are looking to retire in this area. So overall, great place to live. It's got some great options in terms of housing. And if you are interested of coming to look at this area, learning a little bit more about it, definitely reach out. Like I said, my number's down below, email's down below. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm going to do some more videos, once again, on the little towns that are kind of on the outskirts of Belleville. Till next time.